Hi everyone, this is Sudi Burnett. Today I have my lovely friend Simone. She has been with LifeWave patches for the last 2 years. So she's going to tell us all about ins and outs and everything about this patch. Hello Simone.
Hi Sudi, thank you very much for having me with you today. I'm so excited to be with her. She's such a beautiful woman. How can you not be?
Thank you so much, Simone. So we're going to do 25 minutes and we want to make it as efficiently as we can to get all the ins and outs. So I'm going to hand it all to you and tell me all about the patches.
Absolutely. You know, if I can just share a quick little story with you, and that is, I have always been interested in dynamic health. Mm-hmm. And it was 2 years ago when I, a woman like most women out there, I was flying the jet plane of life. I'm an international entrepreneur. I have businesses. I have family. Everybody's on my plane. Everybody had oxygen except me. Mm. And most women do this. We crash, we burn, we get up, and we just take care of everything. This time, I crashed and burned and was diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease. And that really floored me because I stopped driving, because I was worried about brain fog. I got my husband to drive. And on top of that, I didn't let him know that I was very scared about my memory. I felt I was losing my mind. I was getting to bed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, waking up at 7 in the morning, and I was on that treadmill. And it was through that process that my husband finally said, you know, going to bed at 2 o'clock is not a plan. You know, it's just not a plan to take care of us. And so I went to a functional doctor and they put me on a program. But it was while I was on the start of this program that I found out about the science of epigenetics. And that is now the thrust of everything that I do. Epigenetics is the science. It means above the genes. And if any of you are out there like me, I always thought that whatever my mother had or my father had, I would be predisposed to that. Mm-hmm. So, of course, my mother had cardiovascular disease. She was diabetic. And I had this fear that I would inherit that. Well, let me help you there. Your DNA is not your destiny. We have the ability to change our destiny by virtue of our environment. And it's not just the environment outside of us, it's the environment within us. And if we can create an environment for our body to heal itself, which is what it's supposed to do, we will have longevity, better health, and not have to worry about things like cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, dementia. So that's why I got involved with LifeWave, because I went to an event, met the scientist, and he talked epigenetics, and I go, oh, you're speaking my language, right? Showed me what the patches could do, and I took the patches home, and of course I showed my husband, and he thought this was very, very, what we would normally call woo-woo. And so what I shared with you at Conscious Life, and I've shared with many people, LifeWave is an opportunity to bring Eastern philosophy, Eastern medicine, things that we know that have worked but have never been able to validate with science. So it's taking that, bringing together 21st century evidence-based technology so we can talk in a language that we can all understand. And so LifeWave is simply this. It is a patch. It is bioengineered nanocrystals that when the light of the body hits the crystals, it emits a frequency back into the body, which then does amazing things. So I always say, you know, we've been endowed with an amazing piece of architecture. It's what we do with it that really reflects how we live our life and longevity and how long we will live. And more importantly, the quality of that life. You know, Big Pharma would have us live forever on medications, not know our name, not know where we are or who we are. And if anybody loves us, they would put us in a home and leave us to be medicated. With LifeWave, it gives us the ability to change our destiny. So that's why I was excited when I met you. We talked about, you know, Eastern medicine. We were excited about technology. And now we know that we can change people's lives through creating an environment that the body can take care of itself. And I say that many times when I speak. It doesn't mean I have Alzheimer's. It just means that I want to reinforce the point. Another little quick story. And this is when I went to the scientist. I said, what do you know about Alzheimer's and dementia? And he said, we don't have a clinical trial. We don't have anything to support that. So the reason why I asked is because my father-in-law had been diagnosed in November of 2018. He'd been diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia. So bad that he stopped speaking English. He was on a bed with a rubber mat, diapers, wheelchair, oxygen. And I was distressed. I said to my husband, there's got to be a way that we can do something. We took him to a functional doctor. The doctor said, there's no chance that we can help your dad because he is just too far gone. So my husband and I, again, we started searching. This was part of the research that we did in Epigenetics. So when I went to David Schmidt, the founder and inventor of LifeWave, again, he said to me, no clinical trials, no papers, no evidence that it does work for Alzheimer's and dementia. However, here is a protocol that you can try. So I tried the protocol combined with epigenetic-inspired or derived nutrition. And let me share with you today, he is 95, no longer a cane, no longer a wheelchair, no longer oxygen. He walks by himself, he talks, he reads, he does crosswords, he does a gratitude journal every day, and at 95 he's now learning to type on a computer. So just amazing. So I've had anecdotal evidence that this works for cognition for over 9-10 months. Just 4 weeks ago, two clinical doctors and an atomic physicist released 3 papers showing that we are able to restore cognitive decline. So for a while we don't say we can cure Alzheimer's and dementia, we can work to restore cognition, which is a big thing when people have Alzheimer's and dementia. Then, of course, we have other patches. That was it just on the X39. We have other patches that do phenomenal things. I don't know if you know this, but I know you don't take Tylenol. But people who take Tylenol need to take care. Because when you take Tylenol, it stops the body from producing glutathione. Glutathione is the most potent antioxidant known to man. And would you believe it's within this amazing architecture of ours? If you take Tylenol, after a while you keep having to take more and more and more. So it's kind of like chasing the dragon. And then you find it doesn't become effective. And what it does to the body, it causes the body to not only not produce glutathione, it prevents it from being able to, in the future, produce glutathione. So with our patch, we have a patch called glutathione. That patch is able to stimulate production of your own glutathione by 300% in just 24 hours. So that's amazing. Then we have a patch that addresses inflammation. And inflammation is at the heart of Alzheimer's and dementia. As women, most of you would know Maria Shriver. Maria Shriver was the First Lady of California, married to Arnold Schwarzenegger, a big proponent for research and looking for a solution for Alzheimer's, particularly for women. About 5 weeks ago, she said in Orange County that women are at the epicenter of the Alzheimer's crisis. And we need to find something that we can bring that comes to the heart of the solution. Now, I believe that LifeWave is a piece, a fundamental piece to that solution, because you need more than one thing for Alzheimer's. Because Alzheimer's is like having a roof with 36 holes. You need more than one thing to block all the holes. Right. I believe the patches that we have are able to block those holes and improve overall health, brain health, and the rest of our health. But the thing that I really wanted to share with you, and I know we've talked about this, and that is building on what Maria Shriver said. The leading cause of death for women in Orange County, LA County, San Diego County, and in fact most counties throughout the country is Alzheimer's. And people go, why is that? Well, we always used to think it was cardiovascular disease, and then it was breast cancer. Those two things left unchecked lead to Alzheimer's. But the reason is simply this. Like my story, flying the jet plane of life, most women do that. They don't sleep. So they become stressed. They become stressed because they don't sleep. Then they start taking things that end in PM, like maybe Tylenol PM or something else. And then again, they find that one doesn't work, and then they're taking 2, and then they're taking 4, and then they're feeling dreadful. They go to their doctor, their allopathic doctor, and the doctor says, you know what, you're depressed. That's why you're not feeling good, you're putting on weight. And then they put them on Zoloft, Xanax. And then after a while, that doesn't work. So then they put you on Ambien. And then you've got women that are really significantly impaired at all levels of their life because they can no longer function because they're on maybe 5 or 6 medications. You know, the thing I didn't tell you about my dad is at 95, he's on 0 medication. We got him off all medication. Mm. And so that's why I promote LifeWave, because I feel obligated to share this information. And so we know now that if we can look at sleep and stress, manage those, we will not have cardiovascular disease. We will not have breast cancer. We will not have neuropathy. It's just a matter of our mindset and what we do for our body at an epigenetic level. So that's why I'm excited to share with you and so many of your followers about what we do.
Okay, so now tell us everything that X39 does. Like, what can people get? What should they? How does it help them to predict illnesses, or how does it work?
Well, first off, let me share a piece that I didn't mention, and that is our patches, our technology comes with 100 patents and over 80 clinical trials. So I say that our product is not on trial. It's us humans that are on trial. Mm-hmm. And so what it does, it's really, David Schmidt, the inventor, has been at this process of inventing patches for phototherapy, because that's what it is, light therapy, for over 15 years. And through the years, he's developed several patches. Now, X39 is the motherlode. It's the one that he believes is his best work, because it does something very, very interesting and very, very exciting and very, very topical. And that is, it relates to stem cells. It stimulates the copper peptides in your skin to re-age your stem cells to be younger and to be undifferentiated, which means those stem cells can be deployed anywhere in the body. A lot of people are having stem cell injections or IVs. The IVs, when they go in, the stem cells go to the lungs first, then to the liver, and then to the heart. So if you're wanting them for the brain, you need several applications. If you're having an injection into your knee, what happens, the stem cells go in with the growth factor, they lay down a matrix, and they call out to your existing stem cells and say, hey, come down and work here. There's no evidence that whether you have stem cell IV or injection, that the stem cells do anything other than lay a matrix and signal to your existing stem cells. So stem cells work. Stem cells are the future. They just need more regulation and more managing the expectation of the person who has them. So that then brings us to LifeWave's X39. Nothing enters the body other than light. That light stimulates the frequency, and the frequency then stimulates the stem cells, and you're deploying your own stem cells that are younger. So I don't know about you, but I want much younger stem cells than my age. And I'm all about age reversal. I tell people I'm an expert in epigenetics and age reversal, and I do have evidence of it actually working. When I told you that I had Hashimoto's and first found LifeWave, I went to a clinic and had my biological age determined. And it was determined that I was 65. Let me tell you, that's enough to send anyone into depression. In May, they told me I was 65. In October, they told me I was 62. And then 5 weeks ago, they told me I was 58. And I thought, at 62, I'm now working on the other side, and I'm very excited about that, because now I know that X39 works. And how it works is, the stuff about the stem cells, but it also works in other areas. We have great hair, we have great skin, we have great nails, and those are the things you can see. But what it does for your internal organs is magical. because it stimulates the production of hormones, it stimulates melatonin, which you need for sleep, it stimulates a lot of enzymes within the body, so we have an environment that the body can heal itself. So we know, for instance, athletes, for some interest's sake, experiencing rapid recovery from exercise, such that our company, which is in 129 countries, is offering X39 3 months before the Olympics, 3 months after, and if an Olympian podiums, they get LifeWave X39 for life. That's how powerful it is. Because in the year 2004, our swim team was under investigation here in the United States for the Olympics because they were breaking all their records. And they found out that they were wearing this patch. So the Olympic body did testing and finally sent a letter back to David Schmidt saying, your swimmers can use the patch because it doesn't intervene with anything that goes, it doesn't go into the body. So that's why we're very, very excited about the Olympians. Then, of course, we've got, the Alzheimer's and dementia piece, which we can't see, but wound recovery. We've got some amazing testimonials, one of which was a little boy got his finger cut off in a door. Father panics, takes a little piece of finger, child to doctor. The surgeon stitches it up and says, this is not going to work. Well, let me tell you, it went black overnight. And within 2 months, he has a perfect little finger. And of course, you can find that on your website, our website. There's other amazing wound repair. My father-in-law, 95, had a frozen shoulder. A lot of people have that. I put X39 3 days in a row. He could only lift his arm this high. And after 3 days, he was pumping his arm. And that's actually what convinced my husband about the success of this product. Because I said to him, look, this is what it is. He said, it looks too woo-woo for me. But when he saw 3 days later what was happening to his dad, he said, yes, I see that this really works. Yeah. So it works on those areas. And of course, as I said, because it works at a deep cellular level, there's a lot of things that are happening that we don't know about as humans.
Yeah.
Only God or the universe and our body knows where stem cells need to be deployed.
So one of my experience, of course, beside pain, which is a major, as you know, epidemic for a lot of people, it was the mood swing, that happiness, joy, and energy. Like every morning when I wake up, I'm a morning person, I get up early and I'm happy and I'm cheerful. But since I use the patch, I feel like that kind of doubled up. You're more relaxed, you're more joyful, you're looking at the nature, everything is more beautiful. So how is it affecting the moods?
Good question. A mood is derived or affected by endorphins. And we know X39 works on hormones. And one of them are the happy endorphins. The other thing it works on is the inflammation. When we're inflamed, we feel miserable. Because it's like having your own firefighters constantly on alert, right? So when you address inflammation, and then when you have energy at a cellular level, I don't know, many of your viewers might know this, but at the epicenter of a cell, we have the nucleus. But apart from that, we have what we call mitochondria, which are the little furnaces. And as we age, our little furnaces get more and more aged, and they stop working efficiently. With X39, we're able to re-age and create younger little furnaces. So that's why we feel sprightly. We feel energized from a deep, cell level. So that affects us emotionally, physically, and it affects us spiritually too. Yeah. Because we're now wide awake. Our eyes are brighter. We're in tune with life. And so, as I said, whether it's God or the universe that you believe in, when you're feeling better and you're connected, that too makes for a great environment for health.
I had a couple of questions coming in. One was regarding body temperature.
Yes.
So a lot of people are experiencing cold feet and hands, and a lot of time I said maybe it's the circulation, it's the lymphatic system.
Absolutely. A lot of people out there, as we age, the extremities do not work as well. blood doesn't get to the tips of the fingers, the feet. So what they will experience now is tingling and recirculation, because now we've got younger stem cells coursing through our body. I don't know if many of your people know that, but stem cell research is not a new thing. It goes back to way back into 1933 when Jekyll Island and big families in the world got together to create the Federal Reserve. These were people that still do control the world as far as finance is concerned. And they realized that they had researchers looking at tissue in younger blood. And that's why for a long time people were getting transfusions from younger people. Because they realized that younger blood meant like younger stem cells, which meant that you were going to live better and more healthy. So that is why people are now starting to feel heat where they've never felt heat before. They're getting circulation back into their feet. You know, we have some great results with people that have neuropathy, which is a side effect of diabetes. And left unchecked, you have toes cut off, you get feet cut off, you know, feet cut off, legs cut off, even depending on the severity of the neuropathy. People are now having much better circulation. So that's a very good question that was asked.
And now that we're talking about heat, now how does that affect people with menopause and hot flashes?
Menopause and hot flashes, this is another thing. You know, we as women culturally have always been taught to think that menstruation and menopause, these are things that women are cursed with, when we should really embrace them and understand that we as humans, women, are endowed with this ability to detox every month. And so when you have menstruation, this helps with that. It helps with the pain, it helps with the cramps, and also it makes the detox process a lot more significant. And you're being able to repair. Because now once you detox, you've got younger cells. When it comes to menopause, again, this is a bit of a mind thing. You know, when we get to menopause, women think, oh, my life is over, my sex drive is gone. And that's why women hate menopause, because their sex drive diminishes. Their husbands won't, but they do. And then they have things like, I mean, we're women, we can talk about this. We can talk about vaginal health. There's improved vaginal health. And that's one of the side effects that women hate of being in menopause. The other thing with hot flushes, this is about controlling the hormones. And with X39, we know we're having great results with moderating hormone fluctuation. You know, there's lots of women out there that are taking hormone replacements. Why? When God endowed us with an amazing architecture again, that when given the right signals, the body can create what it needs to take care of that fluctuation in hormones. So that's why I'm very excited about that, you know, because I am somebody that's just post-menopause, and I know what it's like to wake up sweating and not knowing what to do. And then you go to the doctor, and again, in their infinite wisdom, they put you on a medication, and that doesn't work. Then you're on 2 medications, and then now you're starting to feel depressed. And before you know it, here you are, you're a woman on Ambien or a product like that, which is really just set to dull the senses, dull everything that we do.
So you recommend that we drink a lot of water as we using the patches. Is it because it's detoxing the body, or why do we need to take more water during the day?
First of all, as humans, we don't drink enough water. But it's not just water, it's water that must have minerals in it. And if you can drink water that doesn't have fluoride, that is phenomenal. Because I don't know, many people don't know this, but fluoride is a byproduct of magnesium extraction and aluminum. And Alcoa didn't know what to do with it. They knew it worked well on pipes, keeping pipes clean. So they sold it to counties to keep the pipes clean so the water would be delivered to us, not realizing that we would be ingesting fluoride. And what that does is now thyroid absorbs fluoride instead of iodine. And this is where we have women and men and children even having problems with thyroid. And the thyroid controls hormones, some significant hormones. So that's why you want to try and drink unfluoridated water. when it comes to why you drink water with X39, with any of our patches, is because water is a good conductor of energy. And these patches are all about energy. Because remember me saying, nothing enters the body other than light. And again, when we detox, we want to flush. And you know, one of the other reasons why you want to drink a lot of water is if you're anyone like me, my biggest thing is to prevent Alzheimer's. We know dementia, we know diabetes, we know cardiovascular disease, breast cancer. This all leads, if unchecked, to Alzheimer's. So if that was the very worst thing that could happen to us, what would we need to do? So we need to fight that and prevent it. And one of the things most people don't know about it is that there is a real thing called brainwashing. And people say brainwashing, isn't that what they do with the politics and mind bending? No, brainwashing is a real thing. Your brain at night, when you sleep, at night your brain shrinks by 60%. Now it doesn't go like that all in one go. It's all the cells within the brain shrink and get rid of toxic waste, get rid of what we call neurotrash. And that needs to be detoxed and flushed out through the lymphatic system. Right. So that's why you need to drink water. And you know, I say to men, there's another question that men always ask, and that is, would it help with the prostate? Yes, it does. Also, men also need to understand that going to the bathroom at night doesn't mean you have something wrong with your bladder. It means that you're detoxing and expelling. So just like women have to embrace menstruation and menopause, men need to understand that their problem with their prostate is not really a problem if they detox. You know, a question you haven't asked me, and I know people are going to ask you, is this patch FDA approved? And I go, no, because this is a class 1 medical device, just like a bandage. Nothing goes into the body, so it doesn't have to be FDA approved. And then for something to be FDA approved, it has to be a drug. Right. And a drug is something that you take for a particular problem, which then has contraindications, which means that something else happens to your body and you need to take something else. And that's why before a long time goes by, you find out that you're on 2 or 3 medications because of the very one you took. So this doesn't have any side effects. The positive effects of it is dynamic health. The only negative effect is when people are cheap. They put the patch on and they go, they want to wear it for 3 days. Well, when you wear it for 3 days, it's like having the light on, right? Because your body's light is hitting this patch, hitting this patch. So what happens is you get a little bit of heat rash from the glue here.
I did that, I have to say, the first couple of days.
Yeah.
I wore it for too long, I forgot to get it out, and then I was driving in the sun and I see my skin has peeled off.
Yeah.
Then I was like, ugh, I didn't take it off, so every 12 hours, right? On and off?
On and off.
Okay, so 12 hours on, 12 hours. So where do we start wearing the patches?
Good question. You know, the patches all come with a little booklet that shows you where. X39 doesn't necessarily have to be put on any meridians or anything like that. You can put it anywhere on the body. But there are some significant places where the body's nervous system floods in and is able to take the message. So the most important place is just behind your neck here in the C7. You see I have a patch here.
Yes.
That is where all the nerves come into the brain and the signal comes up the brain and then transmitted through the rest of the body. Another powerful piece is 4 fingers below your belly button. And this is where you're connected to your belly button. And if you know anything,
upper belly button
below the belly button.
Okay.
When it comes to thyroid or any issues like that, you want to wear it just here over the thyroid or the thymus. But other than that, you can wear it anywhere on the body. So I know we had a gentleman here today that has just had surgery. He has his hand in a bandage. You can actually put the patch on the bandage. Because if you know anything about night goggles, you know the military use those night goggles to see where people are at night. They see people because of their heat signature, their energy. So the energy goes through our clothes, it goes through our bandages, so it's able to connect with the patch.
با سلام گرم به همه شما دوستان عزیزم، من سودی برنت هستم و میخوام همتون رو دعوت بکنم به یک ریتریت یک هفته در ترکیه از تاریخ 11 تا 18 جولای. یک هفته پاکسازی کلی ذهنی، احساسی، روحی و روانی و فیزیکی، تدریس آیروودیک، مشخص کردن دوشای شما و رژیم مشخص برای شما صبحانه، نهار و شام از طرف من به شما داده میشه و در عین حال طرز درست کردن غذای سالم و اسموتی به شما نشون داده میشه. بهترین ورزش برای شما با در نظر گرفتن محدودیت‌های فیزیکیتون، تدریس یوگا، مدیتیشن، نفس درمانی، کار روی برنامه‌های ذهنی، مشخص کردن ابرهایی که در ضمیر ناخودآگاه شما و پاک کردن اونها، پاکسازی بدن احساسی و شما کاملا با یک شخصیت جدید و شفاف از اونجا خارج میشید.